last lecture we have discussed about the hook joint and the analysis part of the hook joint. Based upon the previous lecture analysis, what we have concluded, and based on that equations, today's lecture we will solve some problems. Okay, so before I go for that problem solving, in 2 minutes I will summarize the equations what we derived in the previous lecture and the equations what are available and how they can be used and the terminology used in those equations. Let us see. So these are the main equations that I require to solve the problems. Before I go for the problem solving, I will tell you the cases and the equations what we derived in the last lecture. Okay, so this is a hook joint and we discussed about the terminology of alpha, theta, phi and omega 1, omega 2. These are the various parameters we have discussed in the last lecture in the discussion. It is alpha, theta, phi, omega 1, omega 2. So alpha is the angle between the driver shaft and driven shaft, or in hook joint is concerned. Here if you look at, if you consider this is the driving shaft end and this is the driven shaft end, the axis of this is inclined with the other shaft. This angle of inclination between these two shafts, that is, this angle is called alpha. This angle is called alpha. Then what is theta, what is phi? Theta is the angle driven by the driving shaft and phi is the angle driven by the driven shaft. So this is rotating input shaft rotation angle, and this is the output shaft rotating angle. Then omega 1 and omega 2, say this is input shaft 1 and this is the output shaft 2. So omega 1 is the input shaft angular velocity, omega 2 is the output shaft angular velocity. Okay, then we have drawn one diagram representing the variation of the speed . So we have drawn this diagram where this is the input shaft and this is the output shaft . Output shaft speed variation within the one cycle. Okay, so here this output shaft speed is continuously varying. It is continuously varying, and whereas the input shaft speed is a constant, because this is a circle, the circle radius is a constant, and say this is an angle theta, say this is an angle theta. Okay, so at this angle what is the speed, and another theta what is the speed, another theta what is the speed, another theta what is the speed. In all the cases the speed is same. because the circle radius is a constant. Whereas coming to this output shaft, the angle, if I represent like phi, so as phi varies, then the speed is varying. So you can see at 4 locations, the driver shaft and driven shaft will have the same speed. Those points are 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 points. These are the 4 points where this output shaft and input shaft will have same speed, isn't it? So that is derived and written like W by 2 by W1 will become 1. That means output shaft speed by input shaft speed is 1. So when this is possible, so that is tan theta is equal to plus or minus root cos alpha. So when this theta, input shaft angle, if it is equal to plus or minus root cos alpha, then this condition will be fulfilled. That means you can find out these 4 points where it occurs by this equation. This is the one equation which we use. So, and similarly, see the output shaft speed is maximum and minimum. And what is its magnitude? The maximum speed of the shaft is N1 by cos alpha. That is the driven shaft maximum. That is N2 max is N1 by cos alpha. Then minimum speed of the driven shaft, that is N2 minimum, which is equal to N1 cos alpha. So these equations are going to be used in the problem number 1 which we are going to solve. Then here there is another relation which we derived, that is the fluctuation of the speed by mean speed, that is W2 max minus W2 minimum by W mean, that is given by 1 minus cos square alpha by cos alpha. Okay, and at the same time you can see here in this speed variation, there will be driven shaft acceleration maximum, minimum and 0 will happen. So when this will have 0 will takes place when theta is equal to 0, 90, 180, 270. So acceleration maximum or minimum will occur by given condition of this, whereas the acceleration minimum, acceleration 0 is 0 when theta is 0, 90, 180 and 270. So these are the 4 locations: 0, 90, 180 and 270. And when you have maximum acceleration and minimum in the sense negative value, okay, so that is given by cos 2 theta is equal to 2 sin square alpha by 2 minus sin square alpha. And what is the magnitude of maximum acceleration? That is given by minus omega 1 square cos alpha sin square alpha sin 2 theta by 1 minus sin square alpha cos square theta whole square. So these are the equations which I would like to use in today's session. What are the problems I will solve? Okay, let me summarize once again the terminology what I have used and how I can use these equations in solving the problems. So alpha is the angle between the input shaft and output shaft, because as we said in the beginning of the lecture of hook joint, this joint is basically used when the driver shaft and driven shaft are with some inclination, that is angular inclination, or it is angular misalignment. Whereas for axial misalignment we use Oldham coupling, whereas the angular misalignment we use this hook joint or universal coupling, isn't it? So that is the alpha. Then what is theta and what is phi? Theta is the angle turned by the driver shaft and phi is the angle turned by the driven shaft. Then omega 1 and omega 2 are the angular velocity of the driver shaft and driven shaft. Then the first equation which I have derived is, okay, when the driver shaft and driven shaft will have the same speed, at what angle of the input shaft rotation I get driver and driven will be the same speed. That is given by tan theta is equal to root over cos alpha plus or minus sine. Then in this variation of the speed, the driver shaft and driven shaft will give some variations, that driven shaft maximum and driven shaft minimum are given by n1 by cos alpha, n1 cos alpha. Then the fluctuation of the speed by the mean speed is given by the equation 1 minus cos square alpha by cos alpha. And similar, in this variation of the driven shaft will have maximum acceleration, minimum acceleration, that is negative, and zero acceleration. When it will have zero acceleration, when W2 by W1 is maximum, then you have zero acceleration. That will take place when theta is equal to 0, 90, 180, 270. Because you can see here maximum output shaft speed and here minimum, similar here maximum, here minimum, that is 0, 90, 180, 270. Then there is one location where the acceleration will be maximum as well as the acceleration will be minimum. So that value of angle theta or cos 2 theta can be evaluated by 2 sin square alpha by 2 minus sin square alpha. And what is that magnitude of maximum acceleration? That is given by this equation. These are the basic equations which we would like to use it to solve the problems subsequently. Let us see one problem. So the problem is like this. In universal joint problems, if you are aware of the equations and if you are aware of the terminology, problem solving is very simple. It is only matter of fact substituting the values appropriately in the required equations and obtaining the solution. That's it. So let us start with a simple problem. Determine the maximum permissible angle between the shaft axis of universal joint if the driving shaft rotates at 800 rpm and the total fluctuation of the speed does not exceed 60 rpm. Also find the maximum and the minimum speeds of the driven shaft. Okay, this is a hook joint, okay, where the input shaft speed is 800 rpm and the total fluctuation of the speed should not exceed 60 rpm. So these are the two values of the data given, that is N1 is 800 rpm, then N2 minus N1 is 60 rpm. Okay, so input shaft speed is constant, so N mean will automatically become N1. Why it will become N1? at the end we can see, because the fluctuation of the speed is 60, that means maximum and minimum, it increases and decreases by some amount. What is that some amount? That is 60 minus 30 and 60 plus 60 by 2, that is 30, that is 800 minus 30, 800 plus 30. It comes 800 minus 30, 800 plus 30. Then mean will be, no doubt it is 800 only. So this is the N2 minus N1, 60, maximum and minimum. Okay, it will be nothing but N1, N2 minus N1 by 2, that is 60 by 2, 30 will be added to this and 30 will be subtracted by this. Finally, we get that value only. Okay, so here what is asked? Find the maximum and minimum speeds of the driven shaft. That means N2 max, N2 minimum. So N2 max and N2 minimum. So this is the requirement. We have the equation in terms of alpha and theta. Okay, so when this will become maximum and minimum, of course here he has not asked where it occurs, so this need not be required. This need not be required. This only what we require is the values of maximum and minimum. Okay, so with this relation of N2 minus N1 value and N mean value, we have one equation, that is omega 2 max minus omega 2 minimum by omega mean is 1 minus cos square alpha by cos alpha. This equation just now I have discussed. So omega 2 max also can be written as N2 max minus N2 minimum by N mean. Same, because what is omega? Omega is equal to 2 pi n by 60. If I write that way, this becomes 2 pi n2 by 60 max minus 2 pi n2 minimum by 60 over 2 pi n mean by 60. So everywhere 2 pi by 60 term is there, get cancel, then what will be left? N2 max minus N2 minimum by N mean. So that is given by 1 minus cos square alpha by cos alpha. As I said, here we were given with the maximum and minimum difference is as a 60. Substitute in that case, N2 max minus N2 minimum is 60. Then mean value, I said that input speed itself will become mean value, that is 800. Why this happens? Mean speed is equal to input shaft speed. We already discussed in the previous lecture. That is, the variation will take place in the output speed, output shaft speed within the cycle, but both the driver shaft and the driven shaft will complete one revolution at the same time. Okay, but only the thing, within the cycle there will be variation. Within the cycle there will be variation. That is why, so the mean speed will always becomes the input shaft speed, that is 800. So by substituting this, by simple cross multiplication, we get the equation 1 minus cos square alpha minus 0.075 cos alpha. This is like your equation of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then the roots can be evaluated. minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. Similar here, the equation is in terms of alpha, that is 1 minus cos square alpha minus 0.075 cos alpha. So in a similar fashion, if you derive this, the cos alpha value become 0.963. So then alpha is equal to cos inverse 0.963, that gives alpha 15.6 degrees. So once I get the alpha, okay, so what is the maximum speed and what is the minimum speed of the driven shaft? So the equations needed is n1 by cos alpha, n1 cos alpha. What is alpha and n1? So n1 and alpha are, n1 is the input shaft speed and alpha is the angle between the driver and driven shaft, which is obtained by 15.6 degrees. So this gives maximum speed is 830 rpm and minimum speed is 770 rpm of the driven shaft. That is what very beginning I said. You can check your answer whether it's right or wrong, because the total variation by 2, if you add it and subtract it from the input shaft speed, then that will be the same. So that is 800 plus 30, 800 minus 30, that is 830, 770. Of course 0.6, this is in the trigonometry where we have rounded some values, a small variation you may get it. Okay, so this is the simplest problem where the variation of the speed is given output shaft and the driving shaft speed is given. You are supposed to find out what is the maximum and minimum driven shaft speeds. Those are like this. Okay. So let us move to another problem. This is also similar to the previous problem, but the way of asking is in a different style. Rather than giving into the maximum fluctuation of the speed, it is in the percentage it is stated. Otherwise this problem is same as good as the previous problem. Let us see what is the problem. So the driving shaft of a hook joint rotates at uniform speed of 400 rpm. That is N1 is equal to 400 rpm. If the maximum variation in speed of the driven shaft is 5% plus or minus, that is percentage of variation is plus or minus 5%, that is 10%, that is 0.1. Then 0.1 of the mean speed. Determine the greatest permissible angle between the axes of the shafts. So alpha is to be evaluated, isn't it? Then what are the maximum and minimum speeds of the driven shaft? Same problem. In the earlier it was expressed in terms of variation of the speed in RPMs. It is in terms of this percentage. Okay, maximum variation of the speed is 0.1. Okay, that is plus or minus, that is why 0.05 and 0.05, which results 0.1. Okay, and that 0.1 times of mean. So just now we have seen W2 max minus W2 minimum by W mean is given by 1 minus cos square alpha by cos alpha equation. With this equation we solved one problem earlier. Here also the same thing. The methodology of expressing is different, that's all. So what is it? Percentage of variation. Okay, that is this total terminology is expressed in percentage. So this is variation, maximum minus minimum. by mean in terms of percentage, that is 0.1. Okay, so 1 minus cos square alpha by cos alpha is equated to 0.1. Then by solving the equation, cos alpha is obtained, then alpha is equal to cos inverse, we get 17.58, 17 degrees 58 minutes. So once you get this alpha value, your job is to find out N2 max and N2 minimum. That is output shaft speed maximum and output shaft minimum. This is like N1 by cos alpha and N1 cos alpha. So already alpha value is obtained. Okay, so cos alpha value is obtained, then it will be N1 cos alpha, N1 by cos alpha and N1 cos alpha. It gives like 420 and 380 RPM. You can check once again the same thing. Okay, 420 and 380. That means actually mean input shaft is rotating with speed of 400 RPM. 400 RPM. Okay, and that 400 RPM is added with 5% positive side, 5% negative side. What is 400 5%? 20. That is 420 and 380. In the other way also, we can directly express like 5% positive side, 5% negative side of the mean speed. That is 420, 380, isn't it? Even with these equations, you can tell the answer, or with your simple general knowledge also, by looking these numbers, you can expect what you are going to get. That is 420 and 380. See, let us see in another problem, so which is different from the previous problems. Okay, but only the thing is, in all cases of hook joint, our job is selecting the data and selecting the appropriate equation which is required to solve that particular problem. So a hook joint connects two shafts whose axes are intersects at 25 degrees. So in the earlier problems, they have not given the alpha. We have calculated alpha, then we proceeded further. Whereas in this problem, alpha value is directly given. That is, alpha is equal to 25 degrees. What will be the angle turned by the driving shaft when velocity ratio is maximum, minimum and unity? So this is the first part. That means I require like omega 2 by omega 1, which is maximum, and omega 2 by omega 1 minimum, then omega 2 by omega 1 unity. When this will happen? When this will happen? At what theta this will happen? Okay, this is my requirement. That is the first part of the problem. Then what is the second part of the problem? The acceleration of the driven shaft is maximum, minimum and 0. When the acceleration will be maximum, when the acceleration will be minimum, minimum in the sense negative, not 0, because you have a separate 0 case. Okay, so these are the things asked. So it's a very simple problem. We have already derived the procedure of getting the variation. So this is the driver shaft which revolves with a constant speed, and whereas driven shaft will vary like this. Okay, driver 1, driven is 2, isn't it? So we have already discussed just now, these are the points where input shaft and output shaft will have same speed, and this is the magnitude, like maximum, and this is the magnitude which is minimum. So this minimum and maximum values which already we have calculated in the previous problem, that is minimum is n1 cos alpha, maximum is n1 by cos alpha. Okay, so the first part is when W2 by W1 is maximum, when W2 by W1 is maximum, and when W2 by W1 is minimum, isn't it? You can see here, this is the point where the output is maximum and input, of course input is not a variable, it is a constant, so automatically it indicates when W2 is maximum, when W2 is minimum. You can see when W2 is maximum, here 0, theta 0, and similar when once again this is going to happen 180. This is what the answer. Here we don't solve anything. By knowing the knowledge of this analysis, we can write directly. Then similar, when omega to minimum, this is the point where theta is 90 and in a downward theta is 270. And finally, this point I want to find out. These points I have to find out. That is W by 2, W1, omega 2 by omega 1 is unity. That means driven shaft and driver shaft is rotating with the same speed. So this is the point, this is another point, this is another point, this is another point. So that is given by an equation tan theta is equal to plus or minus root cos alpha. Alpha is already given in the problem. Just simply substitute it, cos alpha, that is cos 25 degrees with plus or minus root. Then it gives 0.952. You apply your alpha is that is theta is equal to tan inverse, theta is equal to tan inverse plus or minus 0.952. By substituting this, you will get 43 degrees, 136, 223, 360. Look at this. Like this is theta 43, then this is another theta, this is another theta, this is another theta. It's very simple, as it's mirror images. Say there is a point like this point mirror image in the downward like this point right image is like this point down image is like this. These are the angles, 1, okay, 2, then 3, then 4. So this is the theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, theta 4. Values are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is the first part of the problem. For this, you need not solve anything which you require this knowledge. Then what is the second part of the problem? The acceleration of the driven shaft is maximum, minimum, 0. So minimum is negative, maximum, okay, positive value and 0 value. And already we have discussed in the theory part, when it will be 0, without doing anything you can express. So when W2 by W1, omega 2 by omega 1 is maximum and minimum. So where theta 0, theta 90, theta 180, theta 270. So their acceleration is maximum. That is what I have written here in the statement. So acceleration is 0 when theta is equal to 0, 90, 180, 270. Then to find out when it will be maximum and when it will be minimum, so that the equation already we derived, that is cos 2 theta is equal to 2 by 2 sin square alpha by 2 minus sin square alpha. So alpha value is available 25 degrees, substitute alpha values and you get cos 2 theta 0.196, then theta is equal to cos inverse, then 2 theta is 78, okay, then 360 minus 78. Here the acceleration of the driven shaft maximum or minimum value is obtained by using the equation cos 2 theta is equal to sin square alpha by 2 minus sin square alpha. Alpha value is already known to us. Substitute the alpha value, then you get 2 theta, that is 78 degrees 42 minutes, then 360 minus 78 and 360 plus 78 and then 720 minus 78. So we'll get the angles like theta half of it 39, then 140 and 290 and 320 degrees, where you will have maximum as well as the minimum value, isn't it? So this is the value he has asked when it occurs. One, it is not asked what is the maximum value, it is only asked when the acceleration is maximum, minimum, that's it is asked. So it is asked only when that value will be maximum, minimum, isn't it? So it is enough to find out these angles, when it will be maximum, when it will be minimum. Theta is 39 degrees, like 290, 140, 320. So how to say when it will be maximum, when it will be minimum? So that is decided by having the another equation, that is the acceleration maximum equation, where you can see in the next problem, there we can identify those values when it will be maximum, either 39 or 140. That is, looking those equation, you can decide it. And whereas the acceleration is 0 when theta is 0, 90 and 180 and 270. Let us see the last problem of today's lecture. This is similar to the previous problem, but in this they have asked to find out what is the maximum acceleration, and it is combined with another problem, another set of the data. So the angle between the axis of two shafts joined by hook joint is 25 degrees. Alpha is given 25 degrees. The driving shaft rotates at a uniform speed of 180 rpm. The driven shaft carries a load of 7.5 kilowatts. Power is 7.5 kilowatts. Calculate the mass of the flywheel of the driven shaft if its radius of gyration is 150 mm. That is K. 150 mm. And the output torque of the driven shaft does not vary by more than 15% of the input shaft. Okay, so that is the delta T torque variation is 15%. That is the data given. Of course, the same thing, have everything marked here. Whatever I have stated this. So n1 is given, then omega 1 can be calculated. Omega 1 is equal to 2 pi n1 by 60. That is 2 pi n1 180 by 60 is 6 pi. This is what you can see. Omega 1 is 2 pi n1 by 60, isn't it? That is 6 pi. Then the maximum torque on the driven shaft will be when the acceleration is maximum. So when you will have maximum acceleration, that cos 2 theta, in the previous problem we used the same, is 2 sine square alpha by 2 minus sine square alpha. There you will have maximum acceleration. So that particular angle theta, you will have maximum acceleration. When it is maximum acceleration, then automatically there will be the maximum torque. So by substituting that data, you get the value of cos 2 theta is 0.196. Then cos inverse 0.196, 2 theta is 78 degrees. Okay, that is one value. The other value is 281 degrees. So theta will be 39 degrees as well as 140 degrees. Then what is the maximum acceleration and what is the minimum acceleration? Here it is required only maximum. We don't require minimum value, maximum value. The equation for this maximum acceleration is minus omega 1 square cos alpha sin square alpha sin 2 theta by 1 minus sin square alpha cos square theta whole square. So alpha is a input data given, and theta. So as I said, here you can see when I substitute the theta value, like here there are two values are there. One is 39 degrees, okay, another one is 140 degrees, either 78 2 theta or 281. So which one I have to substitute? For that you can easily identify in this equation in the denominator. This is 1 minus sin square alpha cos square theta whole square. So when maximum acceleration takes place, here already one minus sign is there. So if you have minus into minus, then only you get the plus value. So alpha, that is cos alpha, cos 25 degrees, positive value. Sin alpha, positive value. Then sin 2 theta. So when your sine will be negative, sine will be negative in the third quadrant. That is 2 theta is 281 degrees. So sine will be negative in the third quadrant. So if this becomes negative and there is another negative in the equation itself, negative into negative will become positive, then you will have the maximum. Similar minimum acceleration, magnitude will you get the same, but you have to substitute 2 theta is in that case 78 degrees. So here in cos, here in the denominator you get negative, whereas even though here you get positive, then negative by negative it gives positive. Here this is a square term, okay, this is a square term, this is a positive value and this is negative. Negative by positive you get negative, that is when you substitute 78 degrees. So maximum means 281 degrees, that I will substitute. Already I have calculated omega 1 6 pi, omega 1 6 pi and alpha value 25. Then as I said just now, why I have to take 281 degrees? Because maximum, if I get here negative, a negative into negative will give positive. That is why this is maximum 281 degrees. Okay, by substituting the remaining alpha and theta, just simple substitution, you get this value is 70.67 radians per second square alpha. And we know a basic fundamentals, power is equal to torque into angular velocity. That is power is equal to T into omega. So power already given, 7.5 kilowatts, that is 7500 watts, and the torque to be estimated, omega 1 angular velocity 6 pi is given, 6 pi is obtained, substitute this, then you get your torque. But what is my requirement? My requirement is not simply finding the torque, my requirement is finding the mass of the flywheel with a radius of gyration of 150. Okay, you have one equation, that is torque is equal to I alpha from the basic fundamentals. Torque is equal to I alpha. Okay, so torque is already obtained, and we know I is equal to mk square, that is mass into radius of gyration square into alpha, angular acceleration. So angular acceleration maximum value is already obtained, alpha value, and m is unknown and k is given in mm. Let me convert k into meters, that is this is, you can see, t is equal to I alpha. Okay, so this is 397.9 t, okay, is I alpha, mk square alpha, m unknown, k 0.15 square into alpha 70.677. Okay, so by substituting this you get the mass. So the permissible variation is given by 15%, the delta t. Yeah. So t is equal to I alpha, then the delta t, that is this t into 0.15. He has given 15% variation, which is nothing but 0.15. So this is a t value, t into 0.15, which is a delta t. So delta t is equal to I alpha, where I get m value, this 37.53 kg. So what we did here is a simple substitution of the data into the equations. All these data are directly available. What we did is only one thing: when this acceleration will be maximum is estimated by this equation, and the corresponding theta after obtaining substituted in the equation of maximum acceleration, and the maximum acceleration is obtained from their power equation, then torque is obtained. Then as given the percentage of variation of the torque is 15%, okay, then delta t is I alpha, where t into delta t into that 0.15, it gives I alpha mk square alpha, which finally mass is obtained 37.53 kg. Okay, so you can practice some more problems which are available in various books. Only the thing is substituting the data in the appropriate equations which I have shown to you. Let me show the equations which you need to solve any problem. These are the equations. These are the equations which we need to solve the problems. So already I have explained very beginning. Already we have derived in the lecture 7 all these equations. Okay. So with this we will conclude the second chapter. You can practice some more problems. Thank you.